This episode is brought to you by the Thrive Tribe. Check it out at chasingbrighter.com/Thrive Tribe. Kelly, what is the logo of your hat? I think you look so cute today. Listeners, Kelly is wearing a black baseball hat, a little side braid. Oh, is that crazy yoga hoodie that I have too, like the camo one
It
with
probably
the
is.
thumb
Yeah.
holes? It's like thicker.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. So what's
Yeah.
your hat say?
It's nice. My hat is, I'm soccer momming it today. It's a
Uh,
Chicago City soccer
uh,
hat.
yeah,
They came
cute.
out with some new swag, but I had plans. I like, do you ever just, sometimes there's just so many things going on and it's just like eating your soul. But I was going to be in Michigan all day today and I was going to
Mhm.
shower there. I brought all my stuff because I had to be there because there was this propane inspection.
Mhm.
And so I drove there last night. I got there at like midnight. Took me a while to fall asleep because it was like pitch black in a house by myself in the
Are there
woods, which
curtains? Is
always
it all
creeps me
giant
out.
windows and no window treatments?
Well,
Or
you know
there?
what? I was like, I'm gonna keep the shades open because it's then I can see the stalkers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
murderers come at me. I was laying there and then I was like, I don't really, that doesn't feel good.
I'd rather them just kill me while I'm in my sleep.
So I like got up and I closed all the shades. The room I slept in has all the shades. I
Yeah,
closed all the shades, so that was great because it did feel like there's nothing happening outside when
yeah,
the shades were closed.
yeah,
So then I got up early. I had to clean the driveway because there's all these sticks and branches and stuff because there was all these storms that came through and I like
yeah.
powered through with a car last night, which wasn't
Right.
a good idea because I was like, if there's a truck or somebody coming in, I have to clean it. So I cleaned all that up by 6:30 a.m. Eastern time or whatever. And then the person was supposed to come at 7. It didn't come until 8. He was there for 15 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just gonna drive home. Because I would rather be home for this recording
Yeah,
and just all the things I
yeah,
had. And I didn't want to deal with I was dreading the traffic thing anyway.
yeah,
So yeah, so no, I just came home and I had, you know how it is. It's just craziness. There was a seafood delivery because I found in my neighborhood, Jess, there is a restaurant seafood distributor. It's open to the public
hmm,
and it's within a couple blocks. It's free delivery for me.
yeah.
Jesse, I
That's
got
nice.
a huge, it's got to be like 18 inches long, huge piece of salmon, like better than Costco for
Hmm.
$50,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think was really, really
Is
cheap.
it
Anyway,
totally de-skinned, or is half the side have skin
yep,
on it?
de-skinned, deboned.
Okay.
It's a huge piece. It's
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah,
We also can get fresh sushi grade tuna because we've been doing poke
yeah,
bowls.
yeah.
And then, anyway, they had just delivered that. So I was like, oh crap, I got to unpack that, unpack the car. Came here. You were like, where are you? And I was like, getting set up. But I was like,
It wouldn't be unusual for me to be on the wrong link. That's why I was checking. Listeners, sometimes I'm on the wrong link.
but I think where I get so frustrated with myself is that I have these like really intense periods of time that I inadvertently created for myself. And then I have other periods of maybe some downtime, but it's like multiple days later, like
Mhm.
really intense days of like a lot of stuff running. Like I'm going to hang up here. I'm going to go order sandwiches for Wes's baseball game because I told him I would do it. It's our last game, maybe. And then it's like this and that. You're running to this and that. And then the next day, I have a couple hours of downtime. And it's really hard. The balance part
Yeah,
of figuring out sometimes where you have the like less crazy days versus the more crazy days.
yeah,
You feel
yeah.
like that yourself?
I feel I know ahead of time what's coming, and so I try to adjust accordingly. And mine has been work wise has been like a really busy week and then not a busy week, and then we'll know, okay, there's a game. Like Gio's team is still in the playoffs, and so that's still crazy. And that's why I think also what you're talking about is where in the midst of Maysember, which is what people are joking about, where it's like December without the fun and gifts, and it's just so crazy and insane. And so, yeah, just
That's
taking it
because
in
for some
stride.
places in the US, May is the end of the school year.
Yeah,
Is
and
that what you think?
not just because things are winding down, so then you have everywhere, even if school ends
Because
in
we go to
June.
school basically
Right.
mid-June, so
But
it
even though
hasn't
you
hit us
go
yet.
in June, like, you still have, like, your hit right in the middle with Memorial Day, like, everyone has Memorial Day, and then you've got just winding down everything. I don't know when Spring Little League ends across the country, but I would assume it would be in May. Or maybe they don't have Spring Little League. You guys had Spring Little League. Did the boys play Little League of any?
The baseball season up until high school starts in April and ends in July.
Oh,
Beckett does his spring season for soccer ends early June.
yeah. Yeah.
So there's like a break then. So that's the thing is I think
Maybe I follow all West Coast people. I don't know, but everyone
everyone's shift and
yes.
they could be that too. I guess regionally, I guess in the grand scheme of things, what you're saying is it comes to a head with school ending. There ends up
Yeah.
being a lot of school activities that are
Yeah.
coming up.
Right.
Plus sports are in this
Yeah.
weird
Well,
space.
graduation
So
and
yeah.
Gabby's done already with school, with all of her school, and then Dominic has finals, and so when they have finals, it's a half day.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what, Kelly, to be honest with you, when you ask me that question, I might be numb right now. I might be
Are
numb
you
and not
but
present. So
your
Giovanni is
kids
home a second day in a row.
oh, yeah, how's he
On
feeling?
Friday, I don't know if any of you listeners, I don't even know. So it's a boy who cried wolf. Giovanni, since he could talk, doesn't want to do anything, fights everything. He was like dragging his leg 4 weeks ago, hysterical. So his pain mimicked exactly Gabby's ACL tear, and he couldn't go to the game. And then we're like, let's just go and see. So we get there, and he sprints and dives on his own. So we're like, okay, he's fine. He did have all this groin pain. We thought he had a testicular
Mhm.
torsion. We've had to have an ultrasound. We've gone to the ER. We've gone to a surgeon with this child. And so we're driving to his game. We're in the playoffs. It's Friday. We're like around the corner, and he's, I feel sick. I feel sick. He is the one that kind of gets car sick. Then I think about it. He didn't eat the snack I brought him after school. We all ate dinner really early. He didn't eat dinner. So he hasn't eaten in 5 or 6 hours. So we're like, you haven't eaten. It's very hot here. So I don't keep food in my car at this time of year because everything like melts because it
Mhm.
becomes 500 degrees outside. So we're like, just go. So then he goes and then he's crying in the dugout, which he never cries in public. And he goes and
Mm.
tells the coach, I don't feel good. And then he's gagging on the field. So we're like, what the hell? We call mom, bring some crackers. We have some crackers. We're like, what is happening? And again, he's faked illnesses for 10 years of his life. And so we're like, and so then the coach is, I don't know what to do. You're like, are you a psycho parent? Do you take him home? What the hell do you do? Moms, I don't know. I don't know. I talked to another mom. We're like, what do you do? So they say, okay, if you can bat, let us know. And so he goes up to bat. He had a good at bat, but he ended up striking out. And then he bats again and he like strikes out. And then we go home. He said we had got him a Gatorade, go, so if he feels a little bit better, we go home. He wakes up at 11, projectile vomiting like everywhere. It's everywhere. Kelly, it was on books, it's on my Kindle, it just everywhere. And I get Justin and he's stripping the bed. And I'm showering him and I'm getting him ready. And then he every hour woke up to vomit until
Ugh,
4:30
the
a.m. And
norovirus is just the
so
worst.
I am like dead, basically. I died. So I joke the next day. I was like, Gio, you're talking to my ghost because I died. So then I was tore up all day Saturday. And then he's in the best mood ever all day Saturday. And he misses his best friend's birthday. He misses a sleepover. He goes to bed. Sunday night, get ready for bed. I feel sick. Is this because we have school the next day? We have 5 more days of school. So we're like, what the hell? Are you sick? What's happened? Wakes up at 11 puking. Keep him from home
11
Monday.
PM?
Huh? Yes,
11
11
PM? Okay.
And like Justin's saying, because we're like, is it anxiety? Can't be
Hmm.
anxiety if you're dead asleep and then start vomiting. And so then he stays home yesterday. Great mood. Eats a great dinner. Goes to bed. Wakes up this morning holding the little bowl to throw up. I feel sick. So we're just like, Justin's like, why would you like be better and then be sick? And now is it a mental thing? So now is he nervous that he's going to be sick at school? And now he's super nervous that he's going to throw up. We don't know what else happening. Kelly, he has 3 more days of school. And so
Um,
today he's been waiting for this auction where they've been collecting donations for 4 months and all of the kids have this money and they're going to have an auction and he's
and
not at
he's
school
missing
today.
it?
And he was like, last night he was counting up his money and he was really excited. And
Yeah.
this morning I want to go to the auction. So it is 9:30 our time right now. And I just said, go back to bed then. Just go back to bed. So he's still sleeping. So I just said, if you wake up and feel better, you can go to school. I don't know where the parent handbook is on how to handle this. And Justin's like, he needs to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I would, because like a norovirus is 1 day. So if it's repeated like that, I would just be questioning like what that seems unusual.
But don't you feel like with this healthcare system, I'm like, here's what's been happening with all of my kids' ailments and everything. So Dominic's arm hurt. You can't just go get an MRI and X-ray. You have to go to the doctor. What's the doctor going to do? You have to have an X-ray and MRI. They can't see inside your arm. So I'm going to go to the doctor. Everybody is like a triage now for a specialist. And so what's she going to do? She's going to send them probably to endocrinology. So then it's like you have to go to the doctor to wait to get a referral to go to the doctor. And it's just,
I hear what you're saying.
yeah,
And
I am going to the
Wes,
doctor.
yeah, I understand. Wes, he wasn't feeling well a couple weeks ago and he'd had a fever and then he was coughing and then he went to school. He missed a couple days of school. He went back to school. And then 3 or 4 days after that, let's say he missed school Monday, Tuesday, and then the following Monday, he wasn't feeling well. And he was like, my ears hurt really bad. And he was in class. And he was like, they hurt bad. It hurts when I had my head over. I had given him Advil. It wasn't helping. I was like, ear infection. Right. So I was like, I'll come get you and we'll go to the doctor really quick. I learned all the things. First of all, he can be late to school and his school lunch is at 11:30 and he can still play baseball that day. But because I made him go to school and he still wasn't feeling when I picked him up, he couldn't play baseball. We go to the doctor and we waited. It's a lot of things. It's 2 locations. One's on Northwestern Avenue. One is near Northwestern campus. So when I called and I said Northwestern, they thought I wanted Northwestern campus and not Northwestern Avenue. So when I got into Northwestern Avenue, they're like, we don't have you here. You're in the wrong location, which is another 30 minutes away. And I was like, can't you jam me in? And she was like, I'll make you at 11:45. This was 10:45. I'll make you at 11:45, but they'll go ahead and call you and we'll just try to get you in.
Yeah.
So we wait 15 minutes outside in the lobby, get us a room. They come in, check his vitals. We waited in that room for 45 minutes. Then the lady comes and she's like, ears are clear, nose clear, probably just allergies. Bye. I was ready to murder her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, like, sorry to keep you waiting. No, how's it going today? No, hey, I'm sorry. I know we had to slot you in. No, gosh, I'm sorry. All the things. I was so mad because I was like, what a waste of him missing school, a waste of him. Like it was all the things. So Jess, I totally get it. At the same time, I think always the thing where even though it's frustrating, I know us as moms, it's like we always err on that, but you never know.
Yeah. And we have the new pediatrician I love. She just has a smaller practice. You can always get in same day and you never wait and you just go in and you're out. However, it was Giovanni was like had wheezy baby syndrome. And I used to go to this, I was at this pediatrician's, they had multiple locations, and I went to this location. It was far away because I could get in. And they were like, he's not getting oxygen. You need to give him a breathing treatment. And he was like 15 months old. So good luck giving a 15-month-old. He wanted to F out of there. So I was holding him and he was screaming. And I was trying to hold the mask on him to get breathing treatment. And this very pregnant physician comes in and she goes, Mom, you need to calm him down. I cursed. There was a curse on her baby. I hope her baby never slept its whole life because I was like, clearly you have no children. Can you imagine telling a mother of a toddler, can you stop your baby from crying? Oh, let's see. What about that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I love my child screaming in my ear.
And I don't know. It was the same appointment, but I kept having to go back. And one time I went, I don't know if it's a follow-up or that same time where I gave him the treatment. And anyways, no one came in and I was in there like after someone came in, then I waited 45 minutes and no one came in. And Kelly, I don't know if that was the same appointment. It might've been. I was pissed off that I left. I took him and left. And then they were calling me. The office was like calling me. And I was like, F everybody.
I think I'm
never
going to
back there.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to leave.
So angry.
Leave this practice with Wes.
Yeah.
Because I changed to a different practice. We can get in all the way. They only care about, I feel like the pediatricians, they only really deal even that's unfortunately happened to you because I was actually thinking they only care about babies. And I heard in the background, it's like a little newborn who's, oh, he gained an ounce. Good job, mom. He's growing. And they
Yeah.
were like, okay, put his diaper back on, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, those parents are just getting into
Do you
it. So,
remember when we lived in Hutchinson, we saw a family practitioner. We didn't have a pediatrician. And
no,
so that's something I've been thinking about, especially with Gabby. Like a lot of women only go to their OBGYN. And
yes.
I have a nurse practitioner that I love that Gabby's seen. And I'm like, maybe I'm just gonna have Gabby do that. Like, when do you switch over to maybe stop pediatrics? You know what I mean? Gabby's 17,
I think it's like technically
like,
18, but I think to your
right.
point, like we don't have a relationship with anybody because
Mhm.
it's every practice we've ever gone to. At the beginning, you meet with the doctor, but after that, you just
Yeah.
get who you get because they
Yeah.
don't have flexibility. And like the woman who I love, who we moved practices with her,
Yeah.
because we originally had her at a different
Yeah.
practice. She works like 3 days a week or 2 days a week, and she
Yeah.
works till 4 o'clock and
Mhm.
10 to 4 or something, and you can never get into her.
Or they
So,
grow. Like our practice, like when the kids
yes.
were really little, they really grew so much. And I have to laugh. The pediatrician, it's so funny how things have changed. But Dominic was always almost like off the charts on his size. And it was just, dude, he had breast milk. It's like I was giving him burgers or Twinkies. So they'd be like, his weight. And I'd be like, okay, he's 9 months old and has breast milk. I don't know what to say. So she was always on his weight. And she was like, you need to switch when he was like 2, 1% milk, mom, 1%. He shouldn't have whole milk. And then now they say whole milk. So it's just how they change things. But anyway, she had a baby and then became a mother. And then I saw her and she was like, my son never sleeps. He never, because I remember her telling me, like, you need to put him to bed and just lay him down. And she had all of this advice. And then she had her baby and she was like, it's been 15 months and he never slept.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
yeah, they
agree.
freak
I
you.
love it's like you find certain doctors though that you really do,
Yeah.
and then they, like you're saying, it grows and they go away or they become wildly popular.
Yeah.
I have friends that go to doctors in the suburbs, like really far away. Let's say in my world, it
Yeah.
probably means 25 minutes, but it
Yeah.
feels farther, that they just have always gone to the same people. And I get that now because like I try to live, I try to create a life of doctors that are within like a 1, 2 mile radius because I don't want to deal with traffic.
Yeah.
But in order for me to do that, I'm sacrificing a
Yeah.
relationship with the
Yeah.
doctors.
I
So,
our new the pediatrician. So after we left that practice in a rage, I tried someone else and then I didn't know what to do. Then it was like the pandemic, right? So it was like a good 1 to 2 years where maybe we didn't go to see a doctor. And then the person that I go to, her husband has a thriving practice. They built a building and he's on the first floor. And I think this is all assumptions by Jessica. I've created a narrative where it's really busy downstairs and they have all of these other services and ancillary services and all of this staff. And then you go upstairs and it's her office. And I've
hmm,
never seen another patient. And so I feel like she just goes, I'll work a couple hours. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like she's just always available, but it's because his practice is the one making all the money. And she's our age. She's got teenage kids. And I just
Yeah.
think it just seems like she's just a smaller staff and it's easy to get into. And I don't,
That's
yeah.
really nice. And I
Yeah.
think it is definitely, it's just harder to find that. And
Yeah.
sometimes you get so obsessed with like reviews or other things. But I am learning too, though, people who rave about a certain doctor or whatever,
Yeah.
everyone else is trying to go to that same one. It's like trying to
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
the under the radar hidden gem.
And I think
Um,
trusting your gut too,
yeah.
but like as we summarize today's conversation, it just is overwhelming when you have a busy day, a not busy day, and then a wrench is
Yes.
thrown in, whether you have to go meet someone for a delivery or whether you find out your kid can't go to school today. And I would say what helps me is staying in my routine. I went to the gym this morning, ended up being a longer workout. And I think then when I do
Oh, that's
that,
so
it
helpful.
sets me
Yes.
up for the day when I can do something for myself,
100%. 100%. I think that's part of it is really making sure that we're taking some moments
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
restore ourselves and self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure you continue to do something for yourself, like in our episode, Mothering Yourself, just start your day doing a little something for you.
Thanks for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe so you can hear our latest episodes as soon as they drop.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend. Find us on Instagram, Facebook at Chasing Brighter, or check out our blog at chasingbrighter.com and follow us. If you want to know more about Kelly and I, read our blogs, find more tips, tools, and resources, check that out at chasingbrighter.com. Thanks. Remember, your best life is just a listen away.